Hey everybody, Ray here. This is it, the new Zenfone 3. Unlike its predecessor, this time around Asus launched the Zenfone 3 as a mid-ranger, with mid to high-end specifications, while the deluxe version features a differentiated design with cutting-edge hardware. Anyway, this is more or less a budget smartphone with promising build quality and performance, as well as battery life, more on that later. So the design is definitely a huge step up from the Zenfone 2, ditching the plasticky, a little bit bulky design. In today's standard, of course, the Zenfone 3 is only measured at 7.7mm, with dual Gorilla Glass combined with a metal frame, and that metallic concentric pattern. Even though they switched to a universal-like glassy material on the surface, the iconic concentric pattern is still there. Oh yes, USB Type-C, and dual SIM configuration. microSD expansion does take up one SIM card slot, but the option is there. The fingerprint sensor is also smartly programmed as the camera shutter key. It's quick, not the fastest sensor I've seen, but absolutely a responsive one. But, well, there's a big but. The hardware navigation buttons are still non-backlit, so they're there all the time. And those bezels are almost as thick as its predecessor. And there's a plastic frame between the glass panels and the metal frame. Mind you, there's a camera hump. So the design, not perfect, but it's well built and the improvement on the design is more than satisfactory. Speaking of improvement, the Zenfone 3 is powered by a Snapdragon processor, so compatibility and stability issues on the Zenfone 2, which is based on an Intel chip, should be alleviated. And both the benchmark result and my custom speed test shows that the Zenfone 3 gives comparable experience to last year's flagship models. The Note 5 is the perfect example, due to every single device that is tested runs the same app list, so we can compare their actual performance directly. And for the second round, every single app and games are stored in memory, so with 4 GB of RAM, multitasking is not a problem at all. And the brand new Snapdragon 625 is based on 14nm architecture, and it packs 8 less power-hungry Cortex-A53 cores. With a slightly less powerful Adreno 506 GPU, the battery life is the best on any Android phone that ships with an IPS LCD display. Then we have a 16-megapixel shooter with an f2.0 aperture. It's backed with laser autofocus and 4-axis optical image stabilization. Function-wise, more than a dozen of modes. Manual mode, of course, adjustable shutter speed up to 32 seconds, and we have also got white balance in Kelvin, manual focus, ISO, every setting that you need. So I've took some photos with the Zenfone 3. The image quality is way better than its predecessor, details are crystal clear under broad daylight, and the colors are vibrant yet accurate. Dynamic range, however, is far from the best. The cloud is always the best object to check out the dynamic range. And when the sun goes down, digital noise comes in. Artifact is also a lot more noticeable than under good lighting. Starting from this photo, I took all those shots with night mode. It does help bring in much more light by extending the exposure time to around a quarter of a second. Colors are much more saturated than I expected, which is great. Digital noise would be the major drawback of this camera. Still is a brilliant camera on a mid-ranger. You won't be disappointed, at least you have got manual mode with 4-axis OIS. Other than the camera, I was quite impressed by the software. It's an Android 6.0.1 based up-to-date device, with a nearly completely customizable user interface. For the notification drawer, quick setting toggles are reachable with just one swipe, while those toggles can be activated, deactivated, and rearranged. Home screen scrolling effect can also be changed, even icon pack, search engine, and the whole theme can be modified up to your preferences. Still, most of the themes are kind of cartoonish. Anyway, we are getting one-handed operation here. Double tapping the home key will bring you to the one-handed mode. The smaller window can definitely be resized. Oh, and Zen gestures. Nothing's new here. We can open the camera by drawing the letter C, even when the phone is idling, and W for weather. Also double tap to wake and sleep. Nothing's new here, but it's super handy. The major downside is the bloatware. Some of them are unknown to most of you guys, I believe, and they take up quite a bit of storage. So there. Then we have a 5.5 inches Full HD IPS display. With over 500 nits, outdoor visibility is not a problem. Color saturation is also excellent. However, light bleeding when the phone is tilted is quite noticeable. Anyway, again, the white balance, color saturation are adjustable freely. Media consumption on this guy is enjoyable. Last but certainly not least, the single side-firing speaker gives clear and warm audio output, but the bass is on the weaker side. So the Zenfone 3, a new refreshing, glassy, metallic design. The build quality is up to standard, but small details like the navigation buttons are still needed to be improved. So right now it offers close to last year's flagship model's performance, but with an efficient Snapdragon 625 under the hood. The battery life is top notch, also with an impressive camera considering its price tag. So it's the end of my review on the new Zenfone 3. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Once again, this is Ray. See you next time.